there. Let me bring my mic a little bit closer to myself. Let me enable all the things. Hi! Oh, wait, I just forgot about the computer. Oops. That's supposed to be there. And you. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to BeepBox Radio, episode 188. Wow, that's quite a lot. You might remember that last episode, 187, was a little weird. And, yeah, don't worry about that. That was a whole, like, fiasco, I suppose. Anyways, yeah. I hope you guys end up enjoying today's radio because I'm going to try to make it a bit more engaging this time by actually talking instead of just kind of like mumbling to myself. Yeah, anyways, this is pretty cool. I don't know what to talk about in particular. Well, I can talk about how I accidentally started 2 minutes later than I was expecting. I meant to start the stream at what would be 3:58 EST, which is 2 minutes before the stream actually starts, but I accidentally started it at 4 o'clock. So, yeah, that's exactly when it starts. So, yeah, I didn't have time to hold off. I had to start the intro immediately. So, yeah, we're gonna just kind of ignore that. That does mean that, like, the stream's going to be exactly the same length as it's supposed to be instead of being 2 minutes longer, but still, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, also in other news, Tournament 8 ends tomorrow. The voting form, well, not the voting form closes later today, I believe, and yeah, later today. It's at 1 a.m. On Sunday, which is tomorrow, but it's like immediately after it, like, you know, becomes, you know, midnight. So what do you mean no? I thought it was on the night. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Anyways, yeah, if you guys are excited for the Awesomes Tournament 8, yeah, be excited, because I'm pretty sure once the voting for, like, the results are out for round 6, I can start doing, like, the top 20s of each round, so then that way it's just like I can do a marathon of each round starting from round 3 to round 6 over the course of the week instead of doing it like once a week kind of thing. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna start looking at this thing. Mioscada. Did I say that wrong? I did say that. It's Mioscarada. I always say like that evolution line's names wrongs, even though I have it on my, like, start page. I have that specific Pokemon on my start page, and it's also my profile picture on Nintendo Switch. Anyways, we're gonna start looking at some songs. This first one is where is the title? There it is. Number 1, That One Coffee Shop by liminizeyay. Yeah, let's check it up. Alrighty, that was That One Coffee Shop by liminizeyay. The description says, I forgot to read the description. The description says, a cute cafe shop that is open next door. If possible, please give a rating from 1 to 10 for the song. Thanks. Okay, so we're going, because they asked for a rating, that means that I'm going to go overboard and give them the full treatment of what happens when you get submit to the submission sheets. So we've got our song here, right? Let me turn down the background music, and also turn on do not disturb because I'm being annoyed by people talking. So we got ourselves. Let's just skip to this part here, right? Okay, if we listen to it, you'll hear, I think it's this instrument. Yeah, this one, okay? On its own, it doesn't sound that bad, right? It sounds... It's got quite a bit of reverb. And, well, actually, there isn't that much reverb. There's no reverb, but there's a lot of chorus here, right? Okay? Now, inherently, having a lot of chorus isn't a bad thing. But, in conjunction with everything else, it kind of makes the lower ends of the song a bit muddier, if that makes sense. So, what that means basically is that when a song is muddy, that means that it's harder to make out the finer details, and to make it sound muddy, it kind of requires a bit of an explanation. But basically, you've got your dry mixing and your wet mixing, which are pretty simple. Dry mixing is actually something I can show you right now, because this instrument here would be an example of an instrument that sounds dry. There's no, like, there's the slide transition, but it's not inherently that wet, because there's not, like, you need specific effects such as reverb or echo or chorus, or really any effect can make it sound wetter, which basically just means that there's more, like, audio processing going on, which can then mesh with other sounds. I should turn up my air conditioner. It is really hot in here. But basically, you just have to consider when making songs, you have to make sure that the lower ends don't have as much reverb as the high ends, because as you might notice, when there's a lot of things going on at once, it tends to make the sound, like I said, a bit more muddy. So if I were to just, like, do something as simple as turning down the chorus to around here and a little bit of the echo. See, now it's not as like wet, and when you listen to it, it's no longer as muddy. And also, I think another issue that's just kind of like a small thing is that the bass doesn't have much presence here. And it's because you can't really hear it over this instrument. Well, I think it's not just that instrument, but it's like the over thing. Really just can't hear the bass all that much. So music guidance with chops, they said they want a rating out of 7 out of 10, so I'm giving them the submission sheets, like, full thing, like the whole, like, submission sheets thing. The heights are fine. This instrument could have used a little bit less chorus. I didn't even notice this was here. It just kind of blended in with the bass and the chords. I don't know. What made that blend in so much? I think it might have been this. Well, now that I know it's there, I can hear it, but before I didn't even notice that that was there. I also think the song is a touch bit repetitive, mostly with the drums, because it's just kind of the same thing over and over again with the drums. It's not a bad drum loop, but I would suggest, if you want something if you want a bit more variety, let's find okay, so let's cut this down to like just the four a 4-bar loop, right? if you want more variety, what you could do is you can interject more snare hits. Let's try to figure out where it gets placed for this beat. Yeah, okay, and then you can do more with that. So now the drums are a little bit less repetitive. See, like, it's not that tough to, like, hard to make it sound a little less repetitive. You just have to, well, when it comes to drums, you just have to add just a little bit more, just a little, like a few more notes here and there. And once you do that, then it can be a bit more, have a bit more variety, and it can make it sound a little bit more interesting, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Beyond that, I think, yeah, it's fine. I'd say this is roughly around like a 7.5 out of 10. It's definitely not bad, but there's like a couple like shortcomings with it, you know, especially in terms of like mixing a bit. But also, I don't really care for this bass instrument. I can immediately tell this is like a BeepBox preset. But like, you know, that's fine. Like, okay, if you can make the preset work, then it's like fine. But if I've heard like thousands of songs, and like so many of them have like used presets and failed to use them like properly, which has made them sound so much worse. So I have more of a stigma against using them, because like I don't want to, like, it's more of a risk to use presets, especially thousands of songs. Yeah, it's, like I was saying, it's kind of a risk to use presets, because then you could fall into the pit of accidentally making your song sound amateurish in a way, which you don't want that to be the case, because if you do that, the people are going to give you they're probably going to look at your song a little less favorably, because like you've already got the assumption that your music is made by someone that isn't like fully aware of what they're doing, you know? I would like for someone more knowledgeable than me to show me what in the world I am doing wrong while making music. Well, I suppose that's what, BB podcast would be for. Anyways, we're gonna be checking out the next song, which is Zune by NeoJunkie. I spent 18 minutes on the first song. Well, it's not gonna be doing that this entire time. Let's just check this out. Oh, wait, description. Description says, I made this when I thought a Zune, when I bought a Zune, like 5 months ago. Cool. Alrighty, that was Zune by NeoJunkie. Pretty good. Actually, this is kind of funny, because, NeoJunkie has submitted, like, a number of songs before on this, like, you know, in the sheet, but a lot of them I've had to deny because, they used Catbox samples, which, if you don't know, Catbox is easily the most unreliable and also least recommended, website to host samples for. Especially because I've noticed that Catbox has a problem of like your samples just breaking a lot. So don't do that. Do not use Catbox under any circumstance. Just do not do it. Anyways, the next song is The Little Planet Revolving, which this song had a longer name, but I just cut it down to the name of the remix, by Green Bean 207. Description said, I made the mistake last time with the Sonic Mania song, but I know how to post recreation/covers in here now. For context, they put, instead of putting their own username, they put, I think, what's his name? John Davis or something like that? No, I'm mixing that up. It's T-Lopes. They put T-Lopes' name on there instead of their own name when you're supposed to put the person that made the song, like the BeepBox song, on there instead of the, you know, thing. Hello there, welcome back, welcome to radio. We're gonna be checking this out. I think the full title was like The World Revolving, but it uses like Sega Genesis instruments or something like that. At least they're not calling it a sound font. T-Lopes. I said T-Lopes. Isn't that the guy's name? T-Lopes. Yeah, it's T-Lopes. T-E-E-L-O-P-E-S. T-Lopes. This guy is a DJ. This guy's nearly 40 years old. Huh. This guy's gonna turn 40 in like a month, in a couple months. That's pretty cool. Anyways, let's check this out. Alrighty, that was The Little Planet Revolving by Green Bean 207. I noticed that it was using a lot of samples, which, you could tell because it just sounds like that. Okay, so, hold on, let me elaborate. Okay, so, let's look. Awesome check. You can see, yeah, sample. All of them are samples, which is not bad. I'm not gonna say like, oh, wow, you use samples? What are you, a weakling? No, I'm not gonna do that, because I mean, I use a lot of samples myself, I'm gonna be honest. But, you can tell it's a sample, because when you play the lower notes, it has a bit of distortion to it. Which the higher notes do not have that. Which, that's just kind of like a thing that samples do, which, I mean, you can work around it, but you don't have to. It's not like a crazy thing, guys. Here, let me show you something cool, okay? Hold on. See, look, I gotta pull up the song. This is kind of ironic because I'm gonna show you something. Okay, hold on, just listen to this. Me when I don't want to spend 9 hours making a snare. Real the drum loop. I actually don't know what song that's from. Anyways, this is just a sample that someone sent, and it's actually ironic because the sample, hold on, is actually just, let me remove this sample is actually just someone playing the bass. Too high. Oh wait, I forgot about the unison. Whoopsie daisy. And yet I just turned it into this. Like, it could be better. I could move this probably a little bit farther back to, like, here instead to make it sound a little bit more like the bass, but whatever. Oh, that sounds way better. Guys, awesome trick. Actually know where to place the sample offset, guys. Now it sounds a million times better. See? Awesome samples. Anyways, like I said, samples are awesome, but you just gotta know how to use them. You got snared into the snare making grind. Look at that. Hold on, guys. When you don't have samples, it's so much harder, okay? I gotta pull this out. When it comes to drums specifically, like, okay, let me pull this up, this one. I don't know if you guys could see my massive folders, but yeah. Like, listen to this, okay? Is this the right song? No, it's not. Other songs, BeepBox. Did I not save the right one? I didn't save it at all. Let me go get it. I know I did save it. I just put it in a different folder. Oh, I'm stupid. It's down here. Poop part. There it is. Like this. Look, look. Like, everything else sounds fine, but the snare! This snare is disgusting! Like, how am I supposed to fix that, okay? It's like, come on. That could be better. Like, it could be so much better. The snares, they need to die. They're so hard to make. Like, you have to understand. Snares, they're snares. But, I mean, everything else sounds fine. Guys, look, vanilla beatbox. I'm crazy. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. Anyway, sorry. Let's get up to the next song. Let's see. This one is... Oh, I accidentally selected everything. Number 4. I have no idea how to say this. I know that the second symbol is delta, though. By Chimera of Hearts. Description says, I don't know how the username system works, but I use Melody Amaranth Valentine as my artist name on YouTube, but not a Discord. If this does end up in the radio, I prefer that's how I'm credited over my Discord username. Well, I'll put your YouTube username on here. So the thing with the username is that I specifically request that you put your Discord username so that I can actually ping you. So then if someone submits your song under your name without your permission, that way I know it happened. You know it happened. Anyways, yeah, this is the song by Melody Amaranth Valentine. I'm just gonna short that down to Melody. So yeah, this is by Melody. Let's check it out. Oh, yeah, they're already. That was that song by Melody. Okay, so I actually gotta say something funny. Originally, this song had, like, 30 bars of, like, nothing but empty, like, bar. Yeah, hold on, look, I'll just show you. Look at all those. All that. Nothing's there, okay? So what I did is that I, inserted skip bars at the bottom. Because last time, I actually realized that, oh, not last time, it was some week before, someone made a song that had a whole bunch of bars at the end, but I skipped, but I didn't realize that they were, like, essential for the song, so I removed them. But then, the song ended up becoming a little, like, the presentation of the song ended up getting harmed because of how I handled it. So now, when I see a bunch of empty bars at the end of a song, I'm just going to skip them instead of, I'm just going to use the skip bar instead of, like, cutting them out entirely. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyways, this next song is, let me get this. Number 5, Controlless, by TotalNormalFry. Description says, the semi-experimental song that was made with only its lore in mind. What is the lore of the song? Good question. The answer to that, answer says to myself, unless I make a whole thing about it, such as an EP or something. Due to the song being a bit experimental and honestly a bit bad, I'll most likely not upload it to SoundCloud unless it's an EP. Okay, makes sense. Deep Scarcity and Bobby and Mao. Yep, let's check this out. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm kind of like the opposite, where it's like, because I write things, in like a sections kind of thing. So hold on, let me elaborate on this. Let me pull up AbyssBox because I made it. So let's say I make a song, right? I'm gonna make a 4-bar loop first off. So you got your first section here. I'm not gonna actually like write anything. 4-bar section here, okay, and then I'll cut it down to the 4 bars, and then I'll add extra bars to figure out how to add, like, you know, figure out how to continue what I already have. So I have 4 bars here, all right. It was like a 4-bar loop, so let's just pretend like there's notes here, and then I'll double the length and add like a new section, or possibly cut out some of the instruments from the loop. So then that way it can go from the loop, well, from like the loop but missing a few instruments just to the full loop, and then I'll go in, add a few more instruments to the, like, add a few bars to the beginning to make it have an intro. So let's put like a 2 here. So yeah, cool, 2 intro, and then from there I'll figure it out, like, oh well, I need like a new, like, a B section, so I'll just do a B section, okay? And then now, oh, it's like, oh well, I kind of want to have a little bit of a bridge, so I'm gonna have a small bridge here, and then I'm gonna go back to how it was originally, and then I'm gonna do the B section again or something, I don't know, and then I'm gonna do the one, like the first A section again, and then I'm gonna do an outro, like, bam, song made, and I didn't even place any notes, I just made structure. This is how I write songs. So it also happens to be why my songs tend to be a bit repetitive, because I kind of don't think beyond, how would this section sound good? I know all of the shortcuts, and I'm still out here making boxes out of empty channels to visualize the separations in my instruments instead of just naming them. I actually do that all the time. Actually, a trick I found that I actually use in a couple songs. Let me pull this out. In this song, I actually have bars here with the name of, like, what the section is. So you got your melody up here, right? I can pause the music. So you got your melody section up here. You know. Okay, so that's like the melody, right? I don't need a thing for it because it's just one instrument. And then for the chords, which I have a label here on the instrument here, that's just a bunch of ones. These are the chords, right? And then for this one, I got another section here that's just for bass. These two are bass instruments. And then I got one last section for drums and sound effects, which is just all of this. Back in my day, we had to do echo the old-fashioned way. Yeah, guys, awesome trick. Echo, right? Okay, copy, paste, shift, select, this, and I think you can do it like multiple instruments. Move over the notes. No, it doesn't work like that. Damn it. Okay. Instead, duplicate the tab. W. Move them one beat sideways. Copy the instrument. Bam. Paste. Bam. Now we have echo. We can actually remove the effect. Echo. What are you, insane? Friggin' credit song where my dad does this. You can't say I'm insane for doing something like that. Oh, so you can pretty plainly see what I was talking about here with like this. No, not that one. With the sections thing that I was talking about, how I would like just make a loop and then expand it. Like right here, these 8 bars are a loop, and then I add a beginning bit for the intro. And then I add a B section, and then I go back to the A section. Like, this is literally exactly how that was. Like, this is a good example of how I do it. Anyways, let's get back to, like, music. Anyways, yeah, we were supposed to play this song. Sorry, we're on your song, and I forgot to even play it. Alrighty, that was Controlless by TotalNormalFry. Okay, okay, guys, I'm gonna have you guys decide this for me, okay? I really want to go on a tangent talking about chords, and how beginners can learn how to like incorporate chords in their songs without it sounding a little janky. And it's going to be a very simple way to like explain it. Yeah, same. Okay, well, the way that I'm gonna explain it, you're probably gonna get mad at, because I'm going to like oversimplify it to such an extreme that like be like, you know, expert musicians would be like, wow, you are like not explaining anything at all. It's like, okay, so here's the thing, right, guys, songs, they're kind of made up of chords. Like there's a lot of songs that are made up of like harmonies and shit, right? You know, it's pretty cool. Chords, I didn't mean to press that button. I meant to press the pause button. Chords are very simple. You can ultimately make up one just by pressing a few notes. Like, this is a chord, that's a chord, that's a chord, that's a chord if you want it to be. Like, anything can be a chord. You can place any 3 notes down. Like, actually, you can play any, as long as there's more than 1 note on the thing, that's a chord, right? Okay. When you have 3 notes, voice crack. When you have 3 notes, that's called a like a triad, right? And there's 2 forms of triads. You got a major chord and a minor chord. And there's also a few other ones like diminished, and there's also augmented, but I can't remember how augmented goes. Let me look this up. Augmented chords. I don't care about you, AI. Is it freaking? It's just the same as. Okay, it's just diminished, but instead of going up 2, it's 3. Okay, so it's that, I think. Major 4th. Am I wrong? I think I might be wrong on this. Hold on. A, C sharp 3rd. A, C sharp, E, which would be, oh, A, C sharp, E sharp, F. Yeah, okay, I was right. It's just augmented chords are just like major chords, but instead of having this go up 2 notes, it just goes up 3 notes by stacking major thirds. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, 4 chord. There's 4 types of triads. Now you could do something even cooler, where you take notes that are in the chord and then you just move where they are. So let's take this C, move it up, bam. Now we've got an inverted chord, inverted major, up, inverted minor, inverted diminish, and inverted augmented, which is practically, I don't think this really matters, because ultimately an augmented chord that's inverted like this, it's just a different augmented chord. This is just an augmented E chord. But yeah, first inversion and second inversion. Second inversion is just that. It just, you move up the second note in the chord. So yeah. Tetrads have 3 inversions. Incorrect. That is correct. Now you could. There's also the fact that I don't think this is considered a different like thing from triads if you include like an octave note in the chord, where it's like, oh, these are literally the same note. But I don't know. You could say, oh, well, that's an 8th. I don't know. 5, 3, 6, 3, 6, 4 when analyzing figured bass. I love inversions and voice leading. Inversions are fun. You can turn this. Hold on. Okay, so let's do a very basic chord progression, which is like 1, 4, 6, 5. Wait, hold on. Let me pull up C major, the most basic chord. Yeah. Okay. 1, 4, 6, 5. Right. Okay. 1, 4, 6, 5. Most basic chord progression I could think of, right? You can make it so you'll notice that it goes like up, it starts here, goes up, goes down, and goes down. So it's kind of like a curve. But if you with the power of inversions, you can make it so that instead of going up, it can go down just constantly. So we can make this an inverted. So now it goes down, and then this we convert this to a couple times. Actually, this might as well just move it down an octave. And then this one, I think you can also just move down an octave, and bam, now it's going downwards, despite the fact that it was going upwards like a curve a minute ago. Down, up, you start here, down, down, down. So it's practically just the same chord progression, but now you're moving downwards. This is the world's largest medium cortisol. Like I said, this is going to probably irritate anybody that knows music theory beyond like the very basics. I'm just explaining it so then that way it makes sense to people that don't understand basic music, the more advanced music theory. Chuck Top couldn't really nerd out last radio, so he's letting it out now. Um, kind of. TotalNormalFry says, "What is music?" BB counterpoint win. I like Dorian and Lydian. I haven't really played with those all that much. I think I played with Lydian a bit, but not Dorian as much. What is music theory? It practically is a I wouldn't okay, it's not a rule book, not even close to being a rule book. Unleashes music theory. Music theory is practically just like a guide. It's kind of like, here's what other people have done, and here's how like the science works. You don't need it, but like if you want to understand what it is that's going on, here's what it does. Teach us music theory. 4 years. Music theory? Nah, I just do random stuff until it sounds good. Guys, understand. Music theory is not that hard, guys. You can just pull up, like I was explaining, major chords and minor. Like if you do a song with only triads, it's so easy to make because it's so simple. It's literally like probably the simplest you can get because there's only 4 chord shapes, like I was saying. Major, minor, diminished, and augmented. And it's not very common for people to use diminished or augmented chords, so you're practically just using major and minor chords, which is just this shape. It's one note here, this is the bass line, and then there's a 3-note gap, and then the note. So this is a first, second, third, so it's the major third, okay? And then you got a 2-note gap to get to the major fifth. Basically, it's just as simple as that, where it's like all major and minor chords practically have this shape unless you invert it. And then it's still got that shape, it's just the notes are somewhere else. So it's like, ultimately, these chords are like so simple. If you learn these 2 chords, you could practically make anything. But yeah, let's move on. Yeah, sorry, I had to elaborate. I had to talk about chords, so then I'm gonna have to just make an entire freaking video series explaining music theory for beatboxers, so then that way they can go from I don't know any music theory to I think I get it now. Like, you don't have to like completely understand what the heck's going on. Like, you don't have to understand what a imperfect what it's called imperfect cadence or something like that. You don't have to understand what that is. You don't have to understand anything like that. All you have to do is SlumberLand tutorial motif development number 3. Yes! A guy. Yes, you do. Okay, look, everybody needs to learn awesome things like secondary dominance, and also imperfect learn cadences. But like, if you're a beginner, just do major and minor chords, okay? And then, when you understand that, you can also incorporate stuff like 7th chords or 9th chords. Get more jazzy with it. Get more funk in there. Kind of like, look, you don't have to make everything all at once. You just have to learn this buzzword. Chromatic double neighbor tones. I have no idea what that means. Anyways, number 6 is Slumberland by 1Vimy11 app. And, it's M3BJ. Let's take a listen to this after I read the description. Description says, the stars watched overhead as I slipped into a peaceful dream where moonlit skies stretched endlessly and every whisper of the wind carried a sense of wonder. 7th chords aren't advanced. It's just for like people that are just starting or don't know any music theory. That's like the step up above triads. That's like that's like the second thing you learn. Like, if triads are the first thing you learn, then like 7th chords are like the second thing you learn. Anyways, let's take a listen to this instead of like yapping. Guys, no idea. Okay. So, I'm gonna need your help on this. We're gonna make videos for the BeepBox Radio YouTube channel, this one I'm on right now. And we're gonna make videos about music theory. Bam, problem solved. We've done it. We found a solution, guys. We can teach music. We can make YouTube videos about music theory. To do the awesome thing of educating the the BeepBox community on basic music theory. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna move. Instead of like yapping, because we're already like an hour into this, I'm just gonna like move on to the next song, which is Kokoronoki. Hold on. Kokoronoki. Okay, Kokoronoki. There we go. By Lamb Chops. I don't know what that means. I'm going to hope that's not something inappropriate. Let's check it up. The Kokoronoki. Cool. Let's check it out. Description says nothing. Alrighty, that was Kokoronoki. Yeah, I said that right that time. Okay. Anyways, yeah. That was that song. And yeah. Okay. So about the mixing thing, right? Okay. I might be, I might talk a lot, but the truth is, I'm not actually that good at mixing. Like I'm better than average. Okay, but I'm not like that great at mixing. And I can tell when mixing is bad, but I can't tell you how to fix it beyond, oh, well, okay, if there's too much reverb, then there's too much reverb. You need to get rid of that. That's like the most I can do. Anyways, yeah, let's check out the song. My mixing low-key ass. Bye! That's so real! Anyways, let's check out this song. It's called, Nostalgica by Kipgubb. There's no description. What do I get? What did I do to get so much lag? Well, if you're talking, okay, so hold on, elaborate. Is it buffering? That's what I mean. Yeah, buffering. Is it buffering? If it's buffering, then that's like OBS. Okay, that's OBS. I can't do anything about it. I kind of don't know what mixing is. You have such a style where mixing doesn't matter. I'm making a song where every instrument has maximum reverb and chorus. Okay, well, you might as well make like sludge at that point. He's gonna take Nostalgia Critic. He's gonna take a look, take you back to the past to play shitty games that suck ass. Yep. Anyways, I'm cussing a lot more than I usually do. Let's check this out. Alrighty, that was Nostalgica by Kipgubb. I hear that flippin' don't forget motif. I didn't hear it. I probably wasn't really paying attention all that much though. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I've never watched Nostalgia Critic, so I don't actually know what their intro is like. I thought I was going crazy for hearing. Okay. I don't know. We're gonna check out the next song, which is Destroyed Screen V2. Description says, a V2 of another song I made that was also on BB Radio a few months ago. Well, I do not remember it, but I probably will the moment I hear it. So let's take a listen. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. Alrighty, that was Destroyed Screen V2 by insert good name here. So, okay. I'm noticing that, I think, okay, like, the song was good, okay? I'm not gonna say it's bad, okay? I just feel like it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's the mixing. The mixing made it, like, made the middle sound like there wasn't much there. Like, there was a lot of high, and there was a lot of low, but not much in the middle. Like, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Though, that might be because of the fact that I use Firefox, which has a different audio processing system, where if the song is so loud where it kind of gets compressed, it doesn't do that on Firefox. It only does that on, like, other stuff like Google Chrome and stuff. And that might be why it kind of sounds a little... Wow, Firefox user. It's almost like you can see it. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think that might have been just a me thing. I don't know if I do add high and low on the song EQ. Okay, well, Okay. Oh, that was very apparent. There was a lot of like high pitch and low pitch, but it didn't really sound like there was that much much in the middle, you know? If that makes sense. Not that it's bad, I'm just saying that's like one thing I noticed about it. Anyways, let's check out this next song, which is number 10. I Shall Go Back Again by Sopic. Description says, based off the Edna St. Vincent Malaise, I shall go back again to the bleak shore, written in August of 2026 as a part of a larger collection. I Shall Go Back Again is a rather bittersweet piece, simultaneously about moving on and coming back. Read the poem as you listen to, and you will find and you too will find the sullen rocks and skies unchanged from what they were when you were young. A song has been dedicated. Godspeed, Steelfinch. Let's check it up. Okay, I think it's funny how I look in the BeepBox radio channel and I see stuff say, um, ping me when my song comes on. I want to be psychoanalyzed or something like that. Yeah, ping me when my stuff comes on. I want it psychoanalyzed. You have to understand that, like, sometimes I can't really analyze it beyond, oh yeah, this song sounds like this person's style. Mainly because it's like, when you get to a point where it sounds like really, like, okay, when I analyze songs, I don't really try to analyze the, like, parts that sound good, because, I mean, that's already apparent. I try to look at what I think could be better, and then I give, like, feedback on, oh yeah, this could be better. But yeah, overall, this song is really good. Like, I can't argue, I can't complain about that. Like, it's very, like, these harmonies are freaking very pretty and shit. It's just that, I didn't mean to say that and stuff. It's just that, like, this is kind of how your song sounds, so it's kind of something I would expect from you, kind of thing, you know? I can't really, like, complain about that, because, like, I have the expectation going in that your song is going to sound something like this, and it did, so it's like, yeah, that's cool. Anyways, the next song is, number 11, Extinction by Insert Good Name Here. Again, description says, I actually love the guitar. I made this so much, but I couldn't figure out what else to add, so I just decided to end the song earlier than I usually do. So it's a bit shorter. Let's check this out. Okay, look, when it comes to, like, the submission sheets, I'll, like, go through and explain, like, why I like the song. I'm not likely to do that on BeepBox Radio, because we do have, like, stuff to do, like listen to music. Let's check it out. Alrighty, that was Extinction by Insert Good Name Here. Yeah, I can see that was pretty short in comparison to the other one. Not that it's bad. I too like my short songs as well. Overall, pretty cool. I like that snare, but we're gonna have to move on to the next song, which is number 12, Cybernetics by Oblivious Dubs, which I've actually played before. No, actually, I haven't played it, like, on radio, but I played it for T8, and I'm probably going to play it again for T8 again when I stream all the submissions. Let's take a listen. Wrong submission. No, let's mess this one.
30 plus years ago, we thought we would have flying cars by 2030. And look where that's gotten us. Nowhere. No flying cars. Too many robots. No bitches. Absolutely unacceptable. Therefore, today, I'm advocating for a much better future. Instead of flying cars, why not teleportation? Instead of random-ass robots, why don't, instead of that, we just give ourselves cybernetics? What? Marcus? And it's only because it tells her what she wants to hear. How do you like my proposition, world? Cybernetics would make our lives so much more easier, and robots won't be ruling our lives. Speaking of which, Marcus, stop letting those robots steal your bitch!
What?
Marcus, I was kidding. It was me. Your bitch is mine now, Marcus. Freedom. Ha 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 ha. Teleportation. Cybernetics. And after all that, you still have absolutely no bitches. How do you feel about that, Marcus? Huh? You gonna do something about it? Jesus.
Alrighty, that was Cybernetics by Oblivious Dobbs. I forgot to read the description, so I'm going to do that now. The description said, Rhythm in my song Never. Hey guys, I made more rhythm. The submission specifically is for round 3 of Tournament 8, exclamation point. I don't know what to say for this one, other than wub, okay, enjoy rhythm, and ignore the madman trying to sell you teleportation and cybernetics. Actually, I got something to say. This is kind of funny. During Tournament 8, right, the first 2 rounds were kind of like, we were more of in a trance kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's like after round 2, once we got to round 3, everybody just kind of locked in, okay? Like for instance, Oblivious's dub songs from round 1 and round 2, they were alright, but they didn't really fit the theme all that well. But the moment they got to round 3, which was about, I believe, time, I think. Or was that round 4? Let's see, round 3. No, round 3 was about ocean. And then round 4 was about time. And then round 5 was desert. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think you probably got it wrong. This was probably for round 4. Anyways, after round 3 or so, like round 2, round 3, about there, everybody started getting way better at music for some reason, including Oblivious Dubs. So, yeah, you were wrong about the description, buddy. Round 4. This is not round 3. Anyways, let's check out the next song, which is the second to last song, apparently. Let's check this out. It's number 13. Sinister, asterisk by insert good name here and Hexif. Okay, let's take a listen. The description says, I love hardstyle. I'm not gonna say that 20 times, okay? Let's just listen. Alrighty, that was Sinister by those two. Yeah, pretty cool song. We're gonna move on to the last song of today. You might notice I'm talking a lot less, and that's because I don't know. We're gonna be looking at this next song, which is called "Complicated Battle" by Kilobyte. Yeah. The way I was saying that made it seem like I was going to continue, but no, that was the end of the sentence. Description says, "Hello again. Is that one person? It is that one person, okay. Sung in the style of the soundtrack of Black Tales, almost composed entirely of samples because the game mostly uses sound fonts and because I can't make instruments for today's sponsor. Okay. So, awesome thing. Sound fonts, they're pretty cool, right? You ever heard of Earthbound? You ever heard of, pretty much any game on the NES? I mean, SNES, sorry. Man, I messed that one up. Chop Chop is running low on energy and needs to either wait 8 hours to recharge or pay 99 for the instant refill. What is this, a gacha game? Yeah, guys, Earthbound, probably one of my favorite, if not the best. I think Earthbound might be the best game on the SNES. I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, let's check the song out. Yeah, you're gonna say, "Look, buddy, I get that you like Earthbound, right? But come on, man, you gotta understand that." For Yoshi's Island, I was gonna say, like, I don't know, friggin' like Final Fantasy VI or something. What about like Super Mario World or like Mega Man X? Yeah, well, what about like those games? Come on, you're saying that Earthbound is the best? Okay, look, Earthbound is a game that does not feel like it's all like, despite how it looks, it does not feel like it's an SNES game. It actually feels really fun. I wanted to play Chrono Trigger, another SNES game, and felt really weird. This is because of the real-time combat system that the game has. It's not like, no, it's active time combat. Sorry. Basically, every character in your team has a time bar that you have to wait for to charge up, so then you can do an action. And Final Fantasy has had that ever since Final Fantasy VI, and I don't like it, but I can see the value of it. It barely had any SFX, felt a little weird. Well, once you get used to it, I haven't really played that far into it, but I know once you get used to it, you you're more willing to accept it, because I mean, that's what I was doing with like Final Fantasy VI, where I kind of just got used to it. But yeah, active time, I don't like it. Stop talking a lot. Now they paid $9.99. No, my money. You have to understand, active time combat is so boring. Okay, this is coming from a guy who's played like Persona 5, which is like probably one of the few like RPGs where like you do actions like on the spot, so everything feels a lot faster. I like my turn-based RPGs, but I don't like my turn-based RPGs taking 20 minutes per battle. Anyways, let's take a listen. Actually, ironically, Black Tales does not fall into this trap. Anyways, yeah, that was Complicated Battle by Kilobyte. Pretty cool song. I thought I bought it along with One Shot, and it took me a little bit too long to get around to playing it, and couldn't refund it. Amazing. Let me check how much it actually costs right now, because I have not checked any of the classic SNES like games for like any of the Squaresoft games. Let me check. Look, guys, okay? I like Final Fantasy VI just as much as the next guy, okay? I don't like active time combat. Let me look this up. Final Fantasy. Let's see. Oh, what the heck? There's a game that's 100% off. Final Fantasy 6. Can I just put a number? It works. Okay, it's $10 right now. What about Chrono Trigger? Chrono Trigger is $7.49. That's cool. So it's like $8. Anyway, let me. I'm probably never gonna play this game because I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna put it on my list just because it's 100% off. Let's see. Yeah, the game's got mostly positive reviews, so I don't see a reason to not add it. Let's see. Ah, it's a space sandbox kind of game. Okay, that's cool. I'll add it. Add to account. Cool. I got a free video game. Who here likes free video games, guys? This is a game I got called Gravity Rush. No, it's not called Gravity. It's called Gravity Circuit. Sorry. Gravity Rush is a completely different game. Gravity Circuit, and it's really good. It's Mega Man, but with melee combat instead of guns and stuff, and it's actually really fun. Oh, the game, it's called, I just went off of it. Breath Edge. Hold on, I'll just link it in the thing. I'll link it in the gaming channel. Free game, guys. Man. 100% off. There you go. If you guys like games, get games. Anyways, let's, stop with this because I don't know what to do now. Guys, if you like video games, like and subscribe, okay? My name is ChopTop84. This was episode 188, and I'm kind of complicating this outro. Yeah, play Mega Man Zero, dude. That's like melee Mega Man. I know, okay? But Gravity Rush is cool, okay? I got it for free. I didn't even have to, like, at least with like the freaking Mega Man games, I bought the first 6 on my Switch, and I haven't beat them all. I only beat the first 2 games. Okay. I still gotta beat Mega Man. Hold on, you'd have to see it. It's very Mega Man inspired, but as far as I know, it's not like just a one-to-one recreation. I also need to get Fields of Mystery. Okay. Bye, chat. Time to lock in. Why are Switch games from 2017 so absurdly expensive? Almost every Switch game is absurdly expensive because they never put anything on sale. Except for Mega Man, the Legacy Collection. I got that stuff for like $10, I think. Or, well, it was on sale. I don't remember for what, though. I got it at the same time as, like, Persona 4 Golden. Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. I don't buy new Nintendo games, guys. I had, like, the most recent Nintendo game that I've got was probably Metroid Dread. Anyways, yeah, no more music. I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do. Guys, if you like Stardew Valley, check out Fields of Mystery. I haven't played the game yet, but, like, if you know Deltarune, okay? The secret boss of Chapter 5, the sprite work for that boss was made by the person that made Fields of Mystery. So if you like the sprites of that character, feel free to check out that game, because I actually really want it, and I want to play it. Deltarune! Yeah, okay. Guys, thank you all for showing up, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.